Hey everybody, Sean with Triangle of Truth here, and I have a question for you guys this week. What is a comic genre that maybe when you first started reading comics you were not really interested in it, but maybe after the recommendation of a friend or your local comic book shop, you decided to give a story a try and then you became instantly hooked on it and now you can't get enough of it? So for me, that would be like your horror slasher type stuff, your darker comics. My disinterest in that stems mainly from movie stuff. I've never been the biggest into the horror films and whatnot. Some slasher stuff I don't mind. I didn't mind some of your gorier action films, but nonetheless, it was not my big thing. So when it came to comics, I didn't really gravitate towards them right away. It was just your superhero stories. Well, as much as I still love those, I was starting to get a little burned out, so to speak, on it. I wanted to expand everything, and that's kind of what my journey this year has been personally, is just to expand and grow, as a person and with my interests. So, on the recommendation of Jennifer here on the channel, I told her, I was like, look, I want to try something different. And as you've probably seen with some of her reviews, she really is into these darker stories and whatnot. So she was like, look, check out this one called Pestilence from Aftershock. That was the one she recommended to me. We have the hardcover omnibus here in the house. She was read the whole thing. She goes, I really, really think that you'll enjoy it. Well, she was right. It actually exceeded every expectation I had, because even though it was dark, there were still elements of humor. Really, 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 truly great story of, a historical twist. A twist on a historical story is the better wording to use for that and whatnot. And so I was interested in it because of that. And then I just got into it, and next thing I know, I'm through both story arcs, and it's like 16 issues, I think, in this entire book, and it was amazing. I had the best time reading this. So I've not been able to get enough of this genre. It's like just one after the other. Marvel Zombies, I started to read that. Unholy Grail, Something is Killing the Children from Boom Studios. Fly was another one. Satan's Hollow from Zenescope. And I have read some Zenescope stuff, but it's kind of been not as dark, and some of it's been the slasher stuff, like Cinderella Serial Killer Princess, which, if you've not read that is such an amazing storyline to read. We actually have a review of that here on the channel. We're going to try and leave that in the description below, a link to it, so you can check that out. But yeah, so now I'm kind of on this whole journey this year. A lot of what I've got in my pull box that I've added is these kinds of comics, because they're all so different, and the stories are really gripping. They're a lot more fast paced than some of the superhero stories, like of DC and Marvel, where they do a good job of drawing them out over a long period of time for these big events. But I like a lot of information, a lot of content in a short amount of time. I guess call me an impatient person. So these stories where there are a few volumes, or something like that, have really, really been enjoyable for me. And I can definitely tell you right now, at the end of the year, there's going to be several of these on my top reads of the year list. And honestly, I'm not sure if I can even condense it down to 5 or 10, because there's been so much good stuff this year and whatnot, and that's despite the pandemic. Everybody is still putting out some really good killer stories, or they've helped shops, stock up on their existing catalog. And so I'm seeing this stuff and I'm grabbing it left and right. I've got a stack, probably, I don't know if you can see my hands on here, but like at least 2.5, 3 feet tall of stuff to read. And so I'm looking forward to getting into that and doing reviews on this stuff and talking to you guys. So let me know in the comments below, what was a genre for you that you weren't into, but now you really like it. Maybe it's one that I haven't even explored yet, and I am more than happy to go check it out, because I'm at a point now where I will give anything a try at least once. And if I don't like it, hey, I don't like it, but at least I can say I tried it. Until next time, I will catch you guys later. Have a good one.